All right, welcome back to F-Body Garage. In this episode, we're going to be continuing the build series on the 81 Trans Am. We're installing a 408 stroker, doing a 4L80 swap, nitrous, procharger, building a rear end, drive shaft, Terminator X. We're putting the finishing touches on assembling the engine, starting on the 4L80. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so I want to put the catch can over here somewhere. Probably going to use one of these holes for the Holley Terminator X. So I probably need it. It needs to be like right here. That'll be out of the way. Yeah, let's just start cutting these hose and wires out of the way. I don't need any of this because we're changing to a Pro Dash. All this stuff can go away. There we go. Oil pressure and cool temp sensor. Get out. Okay. All right. Now, obviously not going to use this, so I'll just cut you. So I'm putting in a Motion Raceworks catch can. The valve covers have a baffle in them to keep oil slosh down. There's also a baffle inside the catch can, which usually they don't have in catch cans. When you have a engine that's under boost, you get a boost leak inside somewhere, you can shoot oil out everywhere. This is just, it's the rare occasion that it's necessary, but it's in there for extra security. But these things work great. I've put them on a bunch of cars, never had an issue. In fact, I had an issue with a smaller one from another company. I can't remember, it was like 6 or 8 AN line going to it, and it wasn't enough, and blew like every seal inside my motor. Put one of these on with 10 AN lines, never had a problem again. All right, so let's figure out where this thing's gonna sit. I want you right about there. So literally right where the other hole is, we can put some self-tappers through. Self-tappers, where are we? Yeah, I was gonna have this one come. I was thinking it was aimed more at that hole, but it's not. All right, we'll just put it straight through. Oh my God, this thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so next, let's make sure it's gonna fit. Obviously it will. Voila. All right, so next thing is getting the hoses made. Okay. Can't wait to get this out of the way. The guy I'm giving the 455 to, coming to pick it up today, so I don't want to put this stuff away yet. Ah, come on, I had it. It's like right on there. Okay, hopefully this is bendy enough. Probably not, but whatever. Here. I think, wow, okay. That's actually probably gonna work. What's up, man?
Working, eh?
Yeah. I'm gonna stop.
That's pretty.
Thank you.
How you doing, Mike?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, we in the line of work.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm sorry, man.
You're good. No, you're good.
You making a YouTube?
Yeah, this is a YouTube channel. Just had to get that off my brain.
I was sad to know that you don't work on Mazda. That is now you talk about my baby, that's my baby.
Do you have something to put it on, or do you want? I mean, I have other pallets.
Pallets, man, but I was gonna probably see if we can pick it up.
Yeah.
Your chair, pick it up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You self-taught or?
So like my great grandfather had one of like the first aftermarket auto shop in America in Queens, New York. Since I was like 5, like I would go in the shop and like watch them and stuff, and then start handing them tools and then learn how to use them. And then by the time I was like 8, I could rebuild a carburetor. When I was 12, I could rebuild a motor, you know, so.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah, and he raced stock cars, so I learned a lot about, you know, racing engines and chassis and all that kind of stuff from him, so.
You learned that, man.
Yeah, so that's why it's a hobby now. It's been a hobby my whole life.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
That's how I keep myself sane.
Figure out,
We all need that.
Yeah. Yeah, so this should be everything that you need. All right, let me get the cherry picker. Do you want to, which are you going to put it right there? Okay.
I ain't seen a 455 in a long time, man.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised when I bought that thing and it had it in it. That was one of the reasons I got it. Well, I'm glad it's going to a good home, man.
Oh, man. I get it going. You gonna know it.
Yeah, you got to bring it by, man. I don't know if you can, I mean, depending on what you're putting it in, I don't know if you can use the exhaust or not, but I mean, if you want that, you can have that. Good. Hopefully it works, man. Hopefully
it's gonna work, man. I made it work.
I just mean getting it on that stand. Yeah, the engine will work. There it goes. Off to a better home instead of collecting dust on a shelf somewhere. I know since I have a YouTube channel, I probably should have filmed more than that, but I didn't want to be that guy, you know, that's like, here, you can have this thing if you get on my YouTube channel, you know, like, it was just us talking and him saying that, you know, he needed an engine and he had a old 403 and this fits right in, and I'm taking it out and throwing it on the shelf, you know, so it was just like the right timing. So now that everything's mocked up, sure everything is where it needs to be, and then we'll tighten this thing down. Okay, I guess we can see, I kind of want to see what the alternator situation is going to look like. What do I do with all this stuff? It's all over there. So the way these work typically is that you have a tab right here that's threaded, and you have a bracket that's going to fit like this, and the threaded hole that goes right here on the 3rd gen, but on the 4th gen blocks they use a bracket that comes up like this to connect all the accessories too, so it's different. So if I want to put this on here, I'm gonna have to drill a hole, which I've done a bunch of times now, so it's not a big deal, but let me figure out, I don't need to know if this is gonna fit. Okay, I just need 2 bolts to hold that in place real quick. All right, so in order for this to fit, this would have to be like that. Okay, so what are we hitting? How are we hitting? Okay, so it's this enormous alternator. So if we took this big ass vent cover off, let's see. All right, now would you fit in this situation? You'd have to be here. Yeah. Okay. I could make this work if I wanted to. Okay, so it does fit. Does fit. Okay, so for mocking up purposes, let's go ahead, stick you through. Use the all thread from the procharger, so I know exactly where it's gonna line up at. And then I need a nut. Actually, I don't need a nut. I just need another bolt that I can put right here. Helicoil. This is the helicoil thread kit 5546-10. It's a M10 by 1.5. Drill size 1330 seconds. Okay. So we need a 13 by 30 seconds drill bit. Yeah. Okay. Woof. Don't move. Try to get you started straight. There we go. All right, hole's drilled. I'm gonna let the Loctite sit there for a second. I need to get another one of these brackets because the ear broke off this one at some point, I guess. I don't even know where I got this one from. Let's get the water pump on here. All right, so as I was afraid of, the throttle body hits the water pump, and I had this problem when this was all in the 01 Trans Am, and I ended up getting the Missouri water pump. Pretty sure I can just shave this thing down on top to get it to fit. Let me see. So when you push it forward, what all is gonna touch here? Let's get you all the way. No! Why? Did that just happen? Okay. Sheesh. So it's literally hitting here and looks like it's probably gonna end up hitting here. So I don't know that we might not be able to do this. Because I can probably, I could shave this part down a little bit. You can only go so far because it's bolt hole. I could probably massage this, the top of the water pump and then the plastic to get that in. That's not a problem. The problem is this part. That goes right into where the O-rings sit, and this has to go back like another ½ inch that way. So granted, it is gonna sit out a little bit, probably like that, but now, yeah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Let's see what we can massage. All right, let me get this bump right here a little bit. Wow, that is like almost money. Almost money. Nope. There it is. There's the dreaded crack that I was waiting for. Yep. Yeah. You can only go so far, man. So that's not happening. That's what I was waiting for. So, right there. And the reality is, you can only make the wall so thin anyway. It is under pressure. It's also a density thing where it could be more porous on the inside than on the outside, and it could just start sweating out. So again, I was just curious, I just wanted to see, but it's a YouTube channel. I thought I would try the crazy and see what the repercussions were. All right, so back to reality. Start putting this thing back together, and I will just get a Missouri water pump. So we'll get the alternator and the power steering pump on. All right, now what hits on this thing? That's what I need to cut off. This is just to size this thing up. Just got to cut this tunnel off the back of this thing. There we go. Bah. All right. I think it will work, so let's get this thing on. All right, now which way do you go? This is the question, right? So if we put you here, that ain't happening. Well, that would be stupid anyway, because that's where the puller is. Stupid. Yeah, nah, this should work. This should be fine. Hopefully. Of course, this is an Amazon buy, you know, this pulley, so this is, yeah. We'll see if it works. Okay. All right, so let's assemble the Motion Raceworks ignition coil brackets here. Both the same, right? Yeah, they're both the same. Okay, so I'm trying a different ignition coil this time. These are the MSD Street Fires. Let's see, we got to put these little spacers in there. They're really easy to put together. I mean, there's really nothing to them. The only thing that you have to kind of figure out is the placement. So like these, so essentially these are going to be underneath here, and this part bolts to the side of the valve cover. So you just have to figure out like the placement. There's plenty of, you know, adjustment there. So you just got to move it to where it works in your particular setup. I know plenty of people that run the stock coils and have well over, you know, 1,000 horsepower. So the stock coils are fine. We just don't have any. I have like some, but not a complete set. So if I'm going to buy a set, I might as well, you know, upgrade. And this is really the Street Fires are like the next step up. And then there's another after that. But these are plenty for, you know, the horsepower that we're going to be running. All right. So now what I want to do is, now that I have this, I want to place it over the valve cover with everything loose and attach these, figure out where, you know, I want to position it. Okay. All right, let me figure this out real quick. I think we had them pointing outward like wings before. Yeah. Come on. All right, that should be good enough. Now it still moves a little bit. There we go. That should be good now. Okay, so now let's take this off. Okay. So first things first, let's just tighten these down. Oh, there we go. Loose. Cool. All right, so that's not loose. So now that we got that, now I need to tighten this down. Go ahead and put this valve cover on, and then we'll move to the next one. Ah, come on. The wires are the same ones I always use, the MSD 8.5 millimeters. Let me get a little lithium grease on there. Just makes it a little bit easier to slide these things on the first time. All right, perfect. We're in there. But yeah, from that side, I like it. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, I got a 4th gen Trans Am accelerator cable because I am just curious if I can make it fit. Because the old school ones, like for the 2nd gens, connect to the carburetor, so they're short, you know, because they connect like back here. But the 4th gens are long because they connect up here. And they use this hole, so I might be able to make that work. All right, anyway, either way, you have to come out. Yeah. Oh dear crap. Wow. Whoo. Holy crap. What I was thinking is, see, they have a similar connector. I think that might actually fit. If it does, I win. This is going to be the kicker though. It's that right there. Because this thing literally sits about that far. Whatever. There's only one way to find out, right? Did I make that hole for this? I think I did. Ugh, squeezed right there for a second, just so I can see if this will even fit in there. Why do you do this to yourself? Oh my god! They're really not that bendable, bro. Bro. Okay. It fits. It fits. Got it in the pedal. So again, this is just from an 01 Trans Am. Oh my god. It fits in the pedal. So the issue that we're probably gonna have, oh my god, you're gonna be a pain in the ass, aren't you? The only way I'm gonna know is to get this damn thing. Let's just set this in here for a second. You're gonna do this game? Sure you are. You go there, you, give me that. You gotta go under the nitro. Nitros. That was a bad joke. Yeah, so I can just throw you back here with these guys. That'll work. Okay, so this is a 4L80 that we got out of an RV. I have a new output shaft and extension housing. We're also gonna have to cut off the ear on this side in order to get it to go up and fit where the header goes. Okay, that'll work. It's not leaking out yet. It's not pouring out yet. There's a little dribble. Okay. That'll work. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. We're currently at a stopping point. The extension housing that I ordered was the wrong year, so I had to reorder it. We're gonna have to take that apart to install the output shaft. We'll do that in the next episode. Waiting on the water pump to come in, and then we can finish assembling the engine. That should be in tomorrow. Then we'll start running all the nitrous lines and a bunch of little accessories, and then we'll start setting up the Terminator X. So we've gotten pretty far. We've assembled most of the motor, just waiting on a couple parts, the water pump and some other little stuff. The extension housing and output shaft and paper and rubber for the 4L80. So in the next episode, we should be finishing up assembling the motor, putting the 4L80 together. So yeah, we will see you on the next one.